Out there? How we doing out there? What today is? Today is Wednesday, October 8th. How we doing out there? How we doing out there? Make some adjustment. Yeah, make some adjustment. How we doing out there? How we doing? Hey, you know what? Let's talk about it. Let's get to it. Derrick Groves. Derrick Groves is a young man that escaped. He escaped the New Orleans County Jail with approximately 146 days ago. And to me, like he escaped. He went from New Orleans and he got busted 146 days later down in Atlanta, Georgia. So when you sit back, he had 146 days that to me, I would have went to a country that do not have the extradition treaty, like Cuba, like Ecuadorian, like different places that don't have the extradition treaty that I could get away. I'm just confused about that whole situation. Like, why that brother in 146 days right now is he got trapped. Don't smoke drugs and drink alcohol and give my money back. Okay. But right now I'm confused. Why? Why that brother did not get further than Atlanta? You know, country with treaty that refused requests. Cuba, Venezuela, Bolivia, Ecuador, Iceland, Nicaragua, Switzerland, and Zimbabwe. Those are people, country that refuse. They refuse to send criminals back to the United States. So to me, you got 146 days that you free, that you can make plans, that you can get away. But now, after 146 days, they busted him. And to me, when you look at it, with a $50,000 reward, who in your family would turn you in for 50,000 cash? How many people family member would turn in for $50,000 cash? Will your family member turn you in for $50,000 cash? Hey, I hate to say it, but right now is guess what? On the down low, I know plenty of my family, friends, or whoever would turn you in for that 50K. But they want to keep it on like R. Kelly and Ron Isley say, keep it on the down low. They'll keep it on the down low. But how many people would turn their family member in for 50,000? So once again, like only person know or only people know where he was at is close family members, people or friends that he trusts. Somebody that he trusts gave him up. You know, right now it was 10 of them. They escaped at what, May 16? That was on a Friday. So when you sit back and you look at it, 8 of them got arrested right away. So out of 8 of them that got arrested right away, it was another guy named Massey. Massey, he lasted the longest, besides Derrick. So to me, when that reward money hit a certain level, guess what? They say later for that, man. You know what? I'm behind on my mortgage. I'm behind on my rent. I'm behind on my car payment. I'm behind on my bills. And you know what? You gonna be all right. Because you know where you going? You going to the penitentiary. You're gonna have a roof over your head. You're gonna have clothes on your back. You're gonna have food on your table. But we out here, we suffering. We starving. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. 50K sound good right about now. Amar, people don't understand that. It's no price on loyalty. It's no price on freedom. A lot of times people do not understand that. And it's the person that you least expect that will give you up. And you know what? How will you know? Because it's anonymous. It's a secret. But, you know, like I told you, the brother been out there 146 days. So you mean to tell me it's nobody that's out there that was in his corner? Because obviously he has somebody in his corner. He has somebody in his corner to help him survive. 146 days. So, but after 146 days, you know what? They start panicking. They start getting nervous. They be like, yo, wait a minute, man. Here it is right now, whereas I've been helping this individual. And right now, whereas if somebody find out that I'm helping him, guess what? I'm going to jail. So I don't know, man. I think probably I gotta, bow out gracefully and probably, get somebody to drop a slip on them so we can split that money. But at the end of the day, right now, you can't trust nobody when you got a $50,000 bounty on your head. That's reward money. That's like back in the days when they was looking for the bad guys and they had wanted and they had X amount of money on your head. You had bounty hunters that will come looking for you to get that money. So once again, it doesn't matter. Crazy hood story. You can bet your bottom dollar someone is telling you. Yeah, somebody gonna tell you. Somebody gonna give you up. And it's the person who you least suspect. But like I told you, if you had a support system to help you last 146 days, why couldn't they help you get you out of the country, man? Come on. Why couldn't they help you get you out of the country? Like, why couldn't you go to a country that didn't, support the extradition treaty of the United States? You already got 2 murders facing life. But you got to do life. He was out a hot minute, though. Yeah, he was out a long time. You're right. Like I told you, country with treaty that refused requests. Cuba, Venezuela's have refused extradition requests due to poor diplomatic relation with the U.S. Bolivia, Ecuador, Iceland, Nicaragua, Switzerland, Zimbabwe have also been noted for refusing U.S. extradition requests. ATI, not a good place to hide. They nosy as hell. Somebody he know call that in cold-blooded. Is it cold-blooded? Is it cold-blooded? To me, it's nothing personal. It's strictly business. $50,000 is a lot of money. And right now is, $50,000. How many people is not going to turn you in or do what it takes to pocket that 50K? Huh? How many people not going to do that? It's only a chosen few. Only people that's not going to do that is probably your mama, your father, your grandmother, your grandfather, and sometimes it's 50-50 when it comes down to your sibling. Yeah, 50,000. Oh, yes. How to humble a tune and tell. Okay. But right now is when you look at it, how many people going to protect you? And they not only just protecting you, they putting their freedom. Zabak, what's up, man? They're putting their freedom on the line because you aiding a fugitive. And if they find out that you aiding the fugitive, guess what? You're going to pay that price. You are definitely going to pay that price. Yeah, but like I told you, I just dropped a piece earlier in regards to that. Like Derrick, how long he been out there? He been out there 146 days. And even being out there 146 days, guess what? He was free. He's free as a bird. So let's sit back and think about it, right? On May 16, 2025, 10 inmates escaped that night out of that jail in Louisiana, in New Orleans. So they got away, 10 of them. So I guess he had a game plan because he lasted 146 days. The other guy, Massey, he lasted probably like 60 something days, 90 days. So he has somewhat of a game plan. But the other 8, they got caught within a matter of what? Days, weeks. They was caught. And to come to find out, I guess it was an inside job because you had a few people that actually worked for the correction facility, aided them to help them to escape. Yeah. Hey, double tap, y'all. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Bookmarker, thank you. McMillian. Hey, McMillian Everston, how you doing, man? How you doing? Thank you for joining the chat. You know? But like I said right now, folks, listen, man. How many of y'all guys right now will be loyal to the cause for your family member? Or how many of y'all would turn them in for that 50K? At the end of the day, right now is money talk, BS walk. So once again, who the hell he was staying with? Who house that was in Atlanta, Georgia? Who else that was? Was it a family member? Was it a friend? Was it a stranger? Was it just an empty house that right now could have been on the market? There could have been an empty house that was on the market, up for sale, or it could be a vacation home or Airbnb. Who knows? But once again, somebody had to help him. Somebody. Dope, what's up? Diamond, Newman, what's going on with you, brother? I'm hanging in there, man. City Boy Floyd, what's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for turning in. Yan 3212, salute, my brother. Thank you, man. Thank you. But like I say, that brother was out 146 days. And to me, right now is, you think sometime, and that's life itself, we failed to plan. So you mean to tell me he only got from New Orleans, to Georgia? Let's do the math. Let me see. Let me go to my map, man. New Orleans. Okay, New Orleans to Georgia. How far is that? New Orleans. Okay, direction New Orleans from Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, by car, that's only from Atlanta, Georgia to New Orleans, that's 6 hours and 31 minutes. So right now, in 146 days that he was free, he was able to get approximately 469 miles, 6 hours and 31 minutes by car. Okay? 6 hours and 31 minutes by car, 469 miles. Yeah, 7 hours. James, high five from Millsbury, England. How you doing, man? Ringo, watching from Manchester, England. Thank you, thank you. Jay Smile, yes, 7 hours. 7 hours. They say 6.5 hours to 7 hours from New Orleans to Atlanta, Georgia. Salute Gibbs, and all it take to you peep your head out the door, and he had to take that China bus the only way. Oh man, taking that China bus, that's how he got down there. Hey, possibility, man. Jamal Walter, how you doing, man? Peace, man. Salute. He had to get on that China bus, Gibbs. All right, you know what? Like I say right now is, guess what? You know what? Could he get on that? Could he have gotten on that China bus to take him to Cuba, take him to Ecuador, take him to Venezuela? Because once again, man, 469 miles away, that's not getting it, man. That's not getting it. Georgia right now is, guess what? Here it is. He gonna get a range, and they're gonna send him back to New Orleans, because right there, it's basically right across the street. So help me to help you, man. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? I don't think it was worth it. But like I said right now, the topic of the subject is, will any of your family member turn you in for $50,000? That's the key. How many of your family member would turn you in for $50,000? Like to me, for the most part, your moms, your dad, your grandparent, they not going to do it, man. They're not going to do it. They're not going to turn you in for 50K. But just like I tell you, some other aunties, uncle, brother, sister, cousin, stepbrother, ex-girlfriend, yeah, man, they would turn your behind in for that 50K. They looking at it, man, you know what I can do with that 50K? And you know that folks that turn them in, Shundown, how you doing, man? The folks that turn them in, looking, man, do y'all know Christmas is coming? Do you know what I can do with that 50K? I can do a lot with that 50K. I can pay off my car. I can pay up some debt. Oh, man, I can do some Christmas shopping, And right now, I can also send Derrick, a couple of dollars, But like I say, folks, listen, man. First of all, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. And a lot of times people think they're about it. You know what? Like I say, if that man had a chance, the worst feeling in the whole wide world is to be on the run. That's the worst feeling in the whole wide world. I was on the run twice in my life. And 1986 for a few days before I turned myself in, and 1988 from about 90 days I was on the run. And like I say, folks, those are the worst. That's worse. Did you hear about the uncle that won the lottery and got beat up and robbed by his own nephew? Nah, Sundown, I haven't heard about that. But you know what? What people would do when it come down to money, you can't trust nobody, man. You can't trust nobody when it come down to money. Let's sit back and think about it, man. Let's look at Rich Porter, what his uncle did. What his uncle did, His uncle kidnapped his own nephew for the preacher crew for a ransom. So when it come down to money, you can't trust nobody. Sticks, how you doing, man? How you doing? Campaign Soho Onk. You can say happy birthday to my little cousin. We watch you all the time. His name is Dixon Miez. Hey, happy birthday, man. Everybody in chat wish Dixon Miez a happy birthday. Everybody in chat, please wish Dixon Miez happy birthday. You know what? What do you want? Go shorty. It's your birthday. We're going to party like it's your birthday. We're going to have a happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. Sony U, shaking my head. Okay, that's a troll. Okay. Dexter Norman, how you doing, man? How you doing? Okay, who the block? Who the block? Who the block? Who the block? Fact, man, and you lived through all that to tell your story. You're right, man. You're definitely been putting real content on these. Yeah, I got to, man. I got to, man. It's hard to survive without documentation, money, connection, or a family member in disorder in a foreign country. You're going to be eating bread sandwich every night on a run. Hey, Amar, trust me, been there, done that. But once again, freedom is priceless, man. Freedom is priceless. And being on a run is not, hey, it's not easy. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. LaRock, what's up? Dexter Norman, salute. But yeah, but being on the run is not easy. But he lasted 146 days. Ty Live, what's up? Hey, he lasted 146 days, so he had to have some type of form of support. You had to have some type of support, some type of connection, because you couldn't make it out there on your own. Okay, got you, man, got you. Got you, got you. Got you. Let me see where that person is at. Okay. Hey, thank you for the heads up, man. Hey, look, my whole objective is as long as people come in here being mindful and respectful, that's it. That's what it's all about. But like I say, today's conversation, what we was talking about, how that gentleman, Derrick Groves, after 146 days, how he got snatched. Up. LaSort T, Mr. Tony, no, I wouldn't for any amount. So like I told you, the question of the day right now, will you turn in your family member or friend for 50,000 K? And like I said right now, what people do to understand, 50,000 is a lot of money. But in the same token right now is like people start getting scared after a while. Because once again, he's been out 146 days. And when the federal government get involved and they know that you aid and abet, you help them, guess what? Guess what would happen? It's all over. High support going to get bagged too. Yeah, you're right. Anybody that's supporting going to get bagged too. They're going to get bagged. If they do their timeline or they look at those rings and they look at it as different community from cell phones and everything else and surveillance, and they start seeing a connection, a certain car, certain individual. Like even the neighbors say that it was kind of strange because everybody that was stopping to that household what they was doing, they was going to the side of the house, going to the back of the house. Nobody was pulling up in the driveway. Nobody was parking their car up front. Everything was done like you was being conspicuous, that you was being suspect. So that's what kind of threw up a red flag. And then right now is, listen, the neighbor. The neighbor could have been like, you know how people start talking, hey, something's wrong over here. Something's not right. Superstar TV, how you doing? James Nelson, no money on the earth is worth it. You would be selling your soul. A lot of people don't have no soul, James. A lot of people don't have no soul. So they don't have nothing to sell. So you're right, they will be selling their soul. But once again, right now is that he been out 146 days. And he only got, how much? 469 miles away from New Orleans. 469 miles. What happened to Idaho? Wyoming? Kansas? Go Yankee. We got to get him tonight. All right, go Yankee. The brother only got 7 hours away, 469 miles away from New Orleans. That's not far. That's not far. The neighbor gave him up, or could have been just random check to see what's going on there, and found out it was an inmate from New Orleans. Now, it was no random check. According to the news report or whatever, it was no random check. It was definitely Crime Stopper. It was definitely a tip. So it wasn't a neighbor. The neighbor, you know what right now is, like, you know, they probably got together and started like, yo, what's up with that house right there in the corner? You know, I'm noticing some strange activity. You know, nobody lived there. So if nobody lived there, or the people that once owned it, we know they put it on the market. Why they got activity at that house? Why are we seeing like people? It's not like a realtor, and she got, you know, right now where's potential client that they taking it over there. Yeah, he should have been in another country by now. But like they say, take resources, take money. You can't travel without money. You can't travel without resource. Patrick Prefer, have you ever had any encounter, good or bad, with Nacy, Dave McCleary, older brother? Nah, shout to Nacy. Nah, I never. Shout to Nacy. Malcolm Barrett, the real BG. What's up? How you doing, man? Hey, James Nelson, man. You know what? The bury money part, like that's the worst thing you can do, man. That's the worst thing you can do. I just have money coming from New York, and like I say right now, if you don't bury that money right, and you bury that money in the ground, like I said right now, is guess what, bro? It deteriorate. Because regardless of what, like if you don't know how to wrap or how to hide money, water, mildew, like I said right now is, yeah, they will get destroyed, man. It will get destroyed. Malcolm Barrett, I'm good, champ. All right. Don't bury money, bury gold. Yeah, don't bury no money. Do not bury no paper, US currency. That is the worst thing that you can do in the whole wide world. I repeat, don't bury no paper money. Do not bury that. Now, I don't care if anybody tell you otherwise. Like I said right now, they out their mind. Do not bury money. And like right now, Superstar TV, what you say? Don't bury money, bury gold. You are 1,000% correct, man. Do not bury money. Like I tell you, hey, look, even then, 24 years old, made a lot of stupid mistakes. How about putting it in the war? You know what? That's a good, you know what? Better yet, if you if you're not picking up brick, throwing at the prison wall by committing crimes, then guess what? You don't have to worry about burying anything. If you do it right the first time, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But yeah, when I was out there, I did that, bury money bury money in the ground. Nah, that's the worst thing you can do. And like I tell you right now is if you do it right, you don't have to worry about burying money in the ground. You don't have to worry about putting money in a war. You don't have to worry about none of that nonsense because you'll have legit currency that you can go through the proper channel to do what you need to do in order to maintain and retain your money. I mean, a way to get out, an exit strategy, go whatever, but a way to disappear. Like I said right now is um yes and no. Because once again, at 24, you wasn't thinking. At 24, like, when it happened, I didn't last it 146 days. I lasted 90 days on a run. So shout out to Derrick. He lasted basically right now, he lasted what, 56 days longer than I did? Yeah, that's what he did. He lasted 56 days longer than I did. And right now is he escaped, you know, a county jail in New Orleans. So he lasted longer than me. Lots of lie. Tell him, Glaze, hey, look, man, been there, LaRock, been there, done that. It's not doing that no more, man. It's not doing it no more, man. Okay, listen, man. What else y'all want to talk about, man? I got some time to kill tonight. What else y'all want to talk about? What else y'all want to talk about? I got a few pieces that I'm working on. Hopefully I'll be dropping within the next coming days. So what else y'all want to talk about? We got time. We got time. But like I told you, to me, for that brother to escape and only got 7 hours away from New Orleans, man. But he lasted 146 days. And I bet you any amount of money, the 146 days was probably the worst days of his life, man. Because even when I was on a run, every time I saw a white man in a suit or whatever, I'm panicking. That's Fez. That's Fez. And mind you, I was moving around. I was moving around back and forth to New York, to Virginia, Chicago, LA. But for the most part, anytime I saw a white guy with a suit on or whatever, and people don't even understand, that's not how they even dress anymore. And when they on Incognito or they on Fugitive Watch, right now they got jeans and t-shirt and everything else. Hello everyone. Ebony, how you doing? Ebony Chainsaw. Frank's right. Did you know AZ and Rich Porter? Nah, I didn't know AZ or Rich Porter. I did not. Yeah, but once again, being on the run is the worst thing in the world. Because once again, you're always on your P's and Q's, you're always watching, you're always looking over your back. And when I was on the run, they had this show called American Most Wanted. And every Sunday, I used to tune in watching that show, man. I used to tune in watching that show every Sunday, seeing right now, like, okay, if I'm on there, what do I need to do? Big Mac 00 Glaze, I'd like to know what changed your mentality from what you learned from your environment to the person you have become. What changed, man? Like maturity kicked in, and then going back to my original upbringing and teaching. Because once again, I wasn't brought up to hurt, kill, steal, sell drugs, poison your community. I wasn't brought up that way. But once again, what happened is you start taking shortcut. You want easy way out. And once you go back to your original teaching and upbringing, and then only that, you remove yourself from that environment, that's what changed. How long was your run before you got caught? 90 days, man, Carl, 90 days. 90 days, me too. Did you rock with Rick, homie who used to be with Jack? No, I did not know him. I did not know Rick that used to be with Jack. I did not know him. Superstar TV, I did not know him. Yeah. No, I never met Rayful Edmond or Wayne Perry. I traveled through DC, not stopped in DC and hung out in DC. I traveled through there, like the DMV. I traveled through there. No, how you got caught? Someone snitching? Nah, it didn't get caught by somebody snitching. I got caught because once again, with the feds, they do their background check. And what they do is they tie and they go and do the history of your family. And they try to track down where do you have relative at. So the fact is, everybody, they knew or understood that, guess what? Where my family was at. So right now is, despite we was in New York, Brooklyn at the time, you know what? They was able to track my route back to South Carolina. We Geechees. So once they was able to track our roots, it was just a matter of time. And then I made a couple of mistakes or whatever. I had a couple of my guys that was on a run for murder, that I wound up helping them get driver license down there because they was going back and forth. So I call myself being smart, because once again, they wasn't related to me. This is my guy, my man Killer Dude. I had him use one of my co-defendant name to get a driving license, not knowing that same co-defendant was eventually going to be part of the indictment with me on the federal case. So right now is they looking at it, wait a minute here. His co-defendant got a driving license in this address in South Carolina. Wait a minute. So sometime right now is you can call yourself think you're being smart, but what you're doing is you're shooting yourself in the feet. Yeah. My name, Enzo Body. Living on a lamb has to be the most nerve-wracking. It is, man. It is. Frank Rice. I was in D.C. doing Murder City time. It was terrible. Everyone was a murderer. Wow. It only take one mistake. Yeah, man. It take more than one mistake. But that's what I'm trying to tell people right now is do it right the first time. Like to me, I'm glad I do not live the way I used to live, man. Despite I had unlimited cash flow, but guess what, man? I used to have to walk around. I used to fall asleep with bulletproof vests on. Do you know how uncomfortable that is? I used to always constantly looking over my back everywhere I go. Despite we had a hell of a crew. But always remember, if I never went to prison, and when I went to prison, to me, I felt I would have died of a violent death. And I wouldn't have to worry about the people that I can see coming towards me. It would have been somebody behind me that took me out. And how do they get behind you? They got behind you because it was your people. It was someone you trust. So once again, you don't have to worry about the people that you can see trying to come towards you. You got to worry about the people that you trust. That's how I would have got snuffed out. James Nelson, it only take one mistake. You're right. How much time you do? 8 years, 8 months, 17 days. Carl, Patrick Prefer, what came across your mind that convinced you to make the best decision in your life, man? You know what? Reality set in. Reality set in. When or sometime right now is when that wall or that prison door closed, boom, and you able to stop running from reality and understand what the consequence really is, then you have to make some grown-up decision. And once you make those decisions, you got to stick with it. The people you trust always the most dangerous. You're right. And you know what? Not really. The people you trust are always the most dangerous. The people that you trust is the one like you trust them. So what you do when you trust them, you got your guard up. You got your guard up that way, but you don't got your guard up behind you. So once again, being that you got your guard up that way, those people down there, yeah, you trust them because some of them you underestimate them. You feel right now where it's like, yeah, and right now where it's you belittle them. You thinking they suckers. Are you thinking right now is they respect you too much? Are they afraid of you that they won't do anything? But like I say, eventually, if somebody put that battery pack in their back and geese them up, guess what? Those are the people are the most dangerous. Because why? They there. They can come around you at any given time. Why? Because you trust them. And you remember that time, what they say, I wish you didn't trust me so much. You stay a long time in Rikers. Altogether, my whole life, probably about 2 years. About 2 years combined. About 2 years combined. Yeah. Alan, how you doing? Peace to you, Glaze. for turning your life around and inspiring and teaching. You are from the classic gritty New York and have a lot of wisdom to share. Thank you, man. Much respect. Yo, Glaze, are you staying away from curtain topic? What do you mean by that, brother? What do you mean by curtain topics? You know, like I'm old. Clarify. What do you mean by curtain topics? And like I told you right now, folks, once you hit rock bottom, or once you feel so much of pain in your life, you got to change, man. You got to change. Because if you don't change history, or you keep going out there doing the same thing over and over again, history definitely going to repeat itself. Sorry, you say certain topic. It all depends, man. It all depends. Like I said right now, where it's like, it all depends. You know what, bro? You got my email. Email me, man. Whatever you want to talk about. Even right now, we can jump on the calls from time to time, man. You know what? You're going to travel overseas to Europe. Eventually, man, eventually, like right now, me and my wife are planning on doing some traveling. And like right now is, yeah, let's go to Europe. Why not? See what it's all about. But like I told you, starting this conversation off, what we speaking about Derrick Groves, and right now is, will you turn your family in for $50,000? And why was Derrick only like 7 hours away from New Orleans when he escaped it 146 days ago? So once again, you figure right now is, here it is, if he'd have did another, I'm saying 7 hours, where could he landed? Would he have been better off if he'd have went Midwest? End up in Colorado or Utah, Idaho? Would he have a better chance? If you could bring back one of your dear friend, who will you bring back? Wow. Wow. And see, that's a trick question, man. First of all, Superstar TV, that's a good question, but it's like a trick question. Because if you could bring back one of your dead friend, who you bringing back? Like I told you right now is, if I could bring back anybody, I'll bring back Mama Love. If I can bring back anybody. My mom is my mother, my father, my big sister, my best friend. So like I say, if that was reality and I could bring back anybody, it would be Mama Love. So that's a no-brainer. That is a no-brainer. Yeah. Same. I'm gonna bring back mom too. Okay, so you already know, man. I lost my mom back in February 9th, 1992, 2992. So if I can bring back anybody, nobody come before Mom Love, man. Nobody. Like Keith Sweat say, nobody. Nobody come before Mama Love. So if I could bring back anybody, Mama Love would be number one. May her soul rest in peace and her spirit be lifted. May your mother's soul rest in peace and her spirit be lifted, man. Yeah. Okay, what we got next, y'all? What we got next? Jane Nason, where do your family originate from? Monk's Corner, South Carolina. Oh, man. Hey, my deepest condolences, Black Jelly Bean. My deepest condolences to you and your family, man. I'm sorry to hear that, man. May your mother's soul rest in peace and the spirit be lifted. May your mother's soul rest in peace and the spirit be lifted. What cigar do you prefer? Let me see, what cigar do I prefer? I got a few, man. I got a few, man. I look, I got my whole little cigar collection. I got, hold on, let me see something, man. Different cigar collection, man. I got my whole little joint back here. I got my, hold up, man, look. Let me show you, man, look. Hey, but you know what? I think the best cigar that I had was Grand Marnier cigar. That was the best one that I had. Tax season 757. Hell yeah, they do it to me for free. At least I will get paid. Yeah, okay. Bronx Big Dog, how you doing, man? Good day. RH, I enjoy Monte Cristo cigar. All right. Frank writes, is Alpo really dead, man? Yeah, he was shot dead a few years ago. Yeah, Alpo is really dead, man. A lot of times people got that bootleg witness protection program that Alpo's not dead. He's back in witness protection. The government snatch him up. See, people don't understand. It's not about that, man. The government don't play that. Right now is Alpo is dead. May his soul rest in peace and his spirit be lifted, man. Alpo is dead, man. Glaze, you say you was going to give up cigars. You know what? Like I told you, giving up cigars, I don't smoke it as much as I used to. And, like I say, you got to have some type of guilty pleasure. Yan 3212, you got to have some type of guilty pleasure. So cigar is one of mine. Is Demetrius Holloway really dead? He just appeared on a special in Detroit claiming to have done 30 years. Now, from my understanding, Demetrius Holloway, I think he's dead also, man. I think he's dead also, man. So that's like asking if Tupac is really dead, man. That's like asking if Tupac is really dead. But like I say, listen, this is my cigar joint right here, man. This is my cigar joint right there. Got some good stuff in there, man. Got some good stuff in there. What y'all want to talk about, man? Let's kill some time. What y'all want to talk about? Let's see. Do y'all want to change the topic? What y'all want to talk about? I'm up, man. I'm up. I'm listening. What y'all want to talk about? You think the mob got Frank Matthew? That's deep, man. That's deep. I don't know. It's really hard to say. It was a sighting of him some years after he disappeared, but right now that's really hard to say. That's really hard to say. Jim Jones in the Drop the Flag challenge. You know what? I'm not too caught up into that gang politics and activity. I was never a gang member. But once again, like something that I heard, shout out to the Big Fruit podcast. Anybody y'all familiar with him, make sure y'all go to his channel and subscribe. Something that he said right now is he got a grandson that is 16. And right now is by them dropping a flag, and that's going to stop them saying the BS with kids joining gangs and his grandson or any young kids losing their life. You know what? He's for it. So to me, if that's going to help the community and get people to stop the unnecessary killing, then guess what? Yeah, I'm all for it. I'm definitely all for it. You got to admit, going to a hospital to kill somebody is crazy. Hey, people back then, our time, it was sick. We had a lot of sick individuals back then and then. That, you know what, desperate people do desperate things. But once again, man, we had like a sick, mentality. We had a sick mentality. And like I said, if you want somebody bad enough, okay, I'm back. Hey, what I got to start doing is when I'm going live, I got to put do not disturb on. Because if you don't put that do not disturb on, guess what's going to happen? You got to admit going to a hospital because somebody's crazy. Yeah. You have a picture of Pappy Mason, Brother T. No, I don't. Yeah, sick time in the 80s and the 90s. Yeah, it was very sick time in the 80s and 90s, man. Like, we wasn't thinking. We was not thinking, because if we was thinking, we would never got caught up in all that BS that we got caught up into or whatever. We wouldn't have. But like I said right now, listen, man, what y'all want to talk about? I got about 15 minutes. What y'all want to talk about? The Bloods and Crips suck the life and authenticity out of New York. You know what? Like, sit back and think about it, Amar. Where did that Blood and Crips started from? I think, from my understanding, it started on Rikers Island. And I guess right now is they had the Latin King. So the Latin King was predominant in Rikers Island. So based right now, they took the Latin King from Rikers Island to the state facility. So you always remember the Hispanics stuck together. So that's when I guess they came along and, well, we got to start the Crip. We got to start the Blood right now to combat against the Latin King. And then they had the tendency of bringing it Rikers Island to upstate to the penitentiary to back to society. What was your connection to the Bebos? You know what? If you mean the Bebos, that was Pappy organization. That was Pappy crew. So yeah, Latin Kings are Chicago based, but no one talk about them Jack and Chicago culture. All right. What was your connection to the Bebos? The Bebos, the only Bebo was Howard Pappy Mason and his crew. There was never no other Bebos. And these guys right now was under Pappy. And most of those guys was practicing the Rastafarian culture. So when you start seeing people now, Bebo, they got that from Howard Pappy Mason. Because once again, that was something that he started way back when. And like I said right now, where it's like, I don't know, man. Look where he's at, man. If I may, did you and your brother hash things out? Yeah. Nah, we never did. We never did. Yan 3212. Don't get me wrong. I love my brother. I love my brother. But like I said right now, is some of the things, once you reach a certain point in life and you went through certain things or whatever, the best thing to do is stay away. I love my brother, but I would never deal with him again in life under any circumstance. So at this present time, the best thing I'm doing, I'm going to protect my peace. You know why? Because it's not worth it. So when you got an individual that will cross the line, guess what? It's no coming back from that. Kevin Curtis asked a good question. Why they always talking about you like you never put in work? I think they still scared of you, but now no, they know you don't want to go back to the penitentiary. No, I don't want to go back to the penitentiary. And you know what? Like I told you right now, is most of the people that know me know me. You get some clowns like they don't know no better. But in the same token, man, like when I got upset, nobody wanted to be around that. I don't even want to be around that because I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. Only thing I know how to do is win by any means necessary. So once again, if I feel I'm in a position and my back up against the wall, like I said right now, I'm going to go back to doing what I need to do in order to survive, in order to win. So it didn't matter what a person's size was, how big, or it didn't matter. The fact is right now is once I get to that point in time that I got to defend myself, guess what? Nothing can stop me. Only thing can stop me is myself. So once again, like everybody can say what they want to say, but right now, those that really know who I once was and what I once represent, they don't want no part of this. And like I said right now, I'm at peace. I don't want no problem. Not saying if a problem come my way, I won't be able to handle it. I just don't want it. Was your project Jolly Stump or Tomahawk or another gang in the 60s and 70s? I think my project was Buccaneer Law. That's what it was. Frank Rice, you ever met Mother Dare? I met Mother Dare back in what, 82, 83. Mother Dare was in Fishkill. But right now is Fruity Cat that could do. Yeah, Mother Dare is supposed to be nice. But by that time, Mother Dare was old and all outdoors. So right now is, I never saw Mother Dare in action. So I really don't know who and what Mother Dare was and what represented. You hear the stories of way back when. Kevin Curtis, you are a great, honest person to me. I've seen all your video documentary. The real brother, you just keep doing what good, hey, God has you to do. That's what it's all about, man. It's like right now is when you get another opportunity, when you bless with another opportunity, you got to get back, man. And see, right now is you know what? A lot of people get mad at me. You know what they get mad at me? They say, oh man, they feel I be disrespecting people because I tell the truth. So if somebody was coming up with me and they was soft, I say it. I'm going to express myself what I know them by. So people are like, oh man, you bad mouthing them. I'm not bad mouthing them. I'm telling the truth. If you ask me a question about a person, and I'm learning how to back away from that, but a lot of people hate when you tell the truth about people they hold up in high esteem. Glaze, the difference back in the days versus younger today, the beef stayed with crews. But that life, they wasn't assassinating and disrespecting the elders and kid and innocent people. You're right. Did you know preacher? No, I did not know preacher, LaShawn Watts. I did not. Keep telling the truth. The truth isn't always going to feel good to everybody. And that's the difference. Like even one time, me and my man, the Big Fruit Podcast, we was going to do an interview. And I guess once he get back on, we're going to do the interview. And that's what I say. People feel like I be bashing people. No, man. The people that you look up to, they was corny. And they was a sucker. And guess what? Like I said, all of us is different. But sometimes I'll go back into time and I speak about who they was during that time frame. But a lot of people don't want to hear that. A lot of people feel I'm assassinating their character. I'm being disrespectful. No, I'm telling the truth. They're not going to say I'm lying. You know what I'm saying? Those that still alive, that was around me during that period of time, they're not going to say I'm lying because once again, they know it's the truth. But a lot of these guys that got the bloggers or they be putting people picture up and see these guys that right now is got these platforms and they be putting everybody pictures up. They don't understand. And I should tell them, some of these same guys that y'all putting pictures up, if you walk around them and you have stack of money or the jury, they was gonna rob y'all punk behind. They was gonna pistol whip and take your stuff. So they looking at me thinking I'm capping. I know the deal. I know what's what. So most of these guys, when you see them posting pictures and telling stories about certain people, what I look at them as fans. I look at them as a bunch of groupies. You know how you got the bunch of girls groupies that hang around and want to be around the NBA players? Or want to hang around the football players? Or want to hang around the rappers and all the celebrities? You got guys the same way. There are a bunch of groupies on these YouTube platforms, on these IG, TikTok platforms. They are groupies. There right now is, guess what? If these guys want to bang them back in the day, they could bang them. But they get mad when you tell the truth about their heroes, about their idols. You know, they get mad about that because they look at these guys, you're not telling the truth. Why the hell I got to lie? I don't got nothing to gain by lying. You know, but they feel you being harsh. In fact, most internet fans would have got robbed by the gangster they were. They would have. I know that for a fact. But they be up here praising them, oh, this and that, and telling story and posting pictures like crazy. And then right now, you got one guy, he had a bunch of fans. White cat, you know, from East New York. And right now, he was a professional dick rider. But once again, you know, come on. When you know the truth, a lot of people, you know what? They can't handle the truth. They don't want the truth. They want to be, I don't believe in fairy tales. If I can't be real, I can't be nothing. And then you got some of these guys, they want to talk about their dads. They want to speak all this stuff about their dad. How the hell you know all this? You got some of these folks putting steroids into their stories about their dad. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with people speaking about their dad and speaking highly about their dad because you know what? That's your hero. But keep it in perspective. Because once again, when y'all start coming out with all these outrageous lie and these fantasy island stories about your dad, I heard one guy say, oh yeah, yeah, if anybody ever did something to my dad, it was repercussion. It was retaliation. And that was a lie. They dad was a moneymaker. They dad was a cool guy. He made money. He had the girls. But the fact is, when you listen to some of the stories he's saying, I remember right now, it was a guy that was a gangster that took a spot from him. And right now, if you listen to the story, that people that was there, they say right now, they slap him. He was begging for his life. You know? And people now, let him go. We all went to, what was it, the Red Parrot? I didn't know about it. But his dad was with me when we went to the Red Parrot. And like I said, I don't know. But when those guys saw me and him coming in that Red Parrot, my guys, they thinking, oh, snap, he got Glaze to get us. You know, so this cat put me in the blind. He ain't telling me what's going on so we can be prepared. He's not telling me anything. But when we get there and these cats come up around us, whatever, kind of letting us know or letting him know, I don't care who you with, I'm not afraid. And the guy was John Bloody Hatchet. If you Google John Bloody Hatchet, you see, yo, this dude had like 30, 40 bodies. So he's coming up on me and Red Parrot, okay, because he's thinking that, this guy from my neighborhood brought me there for him. I'm clueless. But I got my own crew and we ready. And like I say, me and this dude got in a stare down contest. And to come to find out, when I go like this, man, we strapped, we ready. But you got to sometime do critical thinking. Okay, you out here fronting. I got a whole team. Everybody strapped. We can demolish you in Red Parrot. But you got probably like 400 or 500 people or more. You got politicians, you got entertainers, you got doctors, lawyers, you got drug dealers, you got everybody there. And the fact is, if we start squeezing off, how many innocent people gonna die or get hurt? For what? So that's when I had to like, you know what? Hey, I extended my hand. Yo, bro, look, I'm Glaze. The dude go, I know I'm Hatchet. If you know that, why you in this country? Hey, Glaze, listen, I heard a lot about you, but it wasn't about that. I was misled by somebody else. But once again, a lot of these individuals out there, like I say, man, don't come out there with this crazy stuff. And you know what can happen is, a big pin can come out and burst your bubbles. Because reality is reality, and you can't run from the truth. So people can say what they want to say about me, but guess what? I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. Yes, your dad made plenty of money. Yes, your dad had plenty of girls. But the bottom line is your dad wasn't who you think he was. He wasn't. So sooner you come along and realize that and get back to the basic, you still can do a clean-cut story about your dad, but you got to put it in perspective. Because once again, you don't understand. You know how many people speaking about the BS you doing? Yo, man, what the hell this kid doing? Where he was at? Some of the people that you're trying to get involved to be part of that. They like right now is, I don't know what the hell's wrong with them. Because nobody's willing to tell you the damn truth. My name is Enzo Body. Glaze, why did they deface the killer Ben Morrow on Murder Avenue? I don't have the slightest idea, man. I don't have the slightest idea. Danique Johnson, what's up, man? You ever got a movie about your life or for a plan on doing one? You know what? The best shot I had was just before the pandemic. We had a line producer and everything. And once the pandemic happened, hey, everything got pushed on hold. A lot of stuff on Hollywood got pushed on hold. If you see it, everything is streaming now. Everything is streaming. Hey, but like I say, folks, I got less than 2.5 minutes. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. Yeah, let's wrap it up. Hey, but y'all, listen, man. As we talk about it, Derrick Groves, you know what? Trust me, somebody in his family, our closest family member, gave him up for that 50K. Somebody gave him up for that 50K, man. Somebody gave him up. Gay question, yeah, you should get the opportunity to do a TV series. You know what? If it meant to be, it will be. But at this present time in my life, I'm at peace. Right? Like I say, I got a good wife, got, good family members, good friends. I'm good. Clay, did you say who was your rep? Yeah, but he knew already. Haitian, what's the name? Hatchet knew already. Hatchet knew already, man. You had to do a film on miniseries. We'll see. It's not a rock. It's a unit, a spaceship. Okay. Take care till next time, New York, man. Peace, 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 man. Hey, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all share, man. I truly appreciate each and every one of y'all that stopped by. I really appreciate that, man. Hey, Yan3212, man, email me. Have you had a conversation with Tut since he been home? We exchange messages now. No real conversation. We exchange messages. Yeah, go Yankee, man. Hey, James Nelson, big up for South London, man. Peace, man. Peace. Thank you for joining in. And like I said right now, we got 53 people, 53 likes. Whoa. Whoa. 53 people, 53 like, man. Hey, like I say right now, I like that, man. 52 people, 54 like. Hey, hitting the like button is free, man. Hey, listen, y'all, thank y'all for joining me, man. I'll be back soon, man. Zed Jackson, peace, man. What's up? Glaze, do you have a football team? You know what? Not really, man. You know, I cheer for the Giants. I cheer for the Jets. You know, hey, look, keep going. I will, man. I will. Hey, y'all have a good night, man. Thank y'all for joining me. Peace, love, and prosperity. One love, one love. You're lucky just to have this. One love, one love.